Good afternoon, Onyinyechi.
Hello, good afternoon to you, Doka.
Yeah, I mean, it is good to see you, and we saw you talking about the Super Eagles camp during the news. But of course, we heard that the delay for South Africa, well, they finally landed in Uyo. What is the feeling like over there in Uyo? Tell us.
For the fans, they're excited. They're anticipating that crucial encounter against the South Africa Bafana Bafana. Remember that they are a familiar foe, as we would call them. They played us at the African Cup of Nations, and penalty shootout was just the order of the day and gave Nigeria the edge to move to the next round of the competition. And now at this stage is the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, very crucial. We are trailing them, just behind them at just 2 points. And remember that at one point, Rwanda lead the Group C, where we are also poised. We are hoping that we can be able to get this advantage at home against the South Africans. Yes, there are conversations around them coming in late in camp, which is to no fault of the Nigerian Football Federation. But at this time, we're crossing our fingers. When they get to train at 8 p.m., we would have an open session with them. We've been told no interviews with the players, just the training visuals. That's what we'll be able to get when they train at 8:30 p.m. after the Super Eagles have trained at 5:30.
Now, you talked about the fans being positive and quite optimistic. Now, we don't have the king right there talking about Victor Osimhen. Do the fans still believe in the likes of Victor Boniface, Ademola Lookman? Do the fans still believe that they can deliver for the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
You know that the Super Eagles is never starved of talent. If reigning CAF player of the year, Victor Osimhen, is not be available, of course we have other firepower in front. Victor Boniface, who could not make his showing at the African Cup of Nations, has a chance, returns to the team. And this time around, ready to fire at every cylinder, at all cylinders for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, even coming from a very stellar performance at the German Bundesliga, as the German Bundesliga champion. So you know he's ready to make a mark. He could not have that chance at the African Cup of Nations. So we're in good hands for the forwards. Ademola Lookman, who was the Europa League champion, the star for the day, being the first African to ever score a hat-trick at the Europa League. He's also in camp, though he came in a bit late. Yes, with Alex Iwobi, but the Super Eagles had a closed-door training yesterday. I'm very sure they have been inculcated into the training plans of Coach Finidi George.
Right, you talk about the team being in good hands. We know that Coach Finidi George is a new man on the block for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And this, in terms of some sports pundits right there, they said they expect nothing but a win from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Will a draw be a disappointment for you, for the fans, and for Coach Finidi George?
I don't think a draw will be, will be contented with a draw, if that's what you're asking. I didn't get that question clear. But a draw will not be content with a draw. You know that at Laurels, wins are always the dividend of a good coach, or even good coaching plans. And every single fan over here, they expect nothing but a win. Remember the last time we played the South Africans, we lost against them sometime in the 2019 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, and we not want that to be a repeat in this encounter, being the fact that we won them by penalty at the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. South Africans have got the greater edge against us at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. The 2015 African Cup of Nations, sometime they drew, was 2-2 against Nigeria. And now, in the 2019, they won us by a lone goal. We will not let that happen. That is what the Super Eagles are saying. That's what the fans are saying. They are promising to come with the Ibomite energy. That's what they call it. The Ibomite energy, and expect nothing but a win. I'm not sure they will be contented with a draw. This is the first time we would have Finidi George officiating on an official capacity as the head coach of the team. It can be excusable for him to lose against Mali, to win Ghana in the international friendly, but it will not be excusable at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, where the fans have tagged that stadium as the nest of champions. So when you come on the top of the nest of champions, you want to come with a champion mentality. You want to dominate against the Bafana Bafana squad that you dominated against in the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. So I do not think the fans or any football enthusiast will be contented with a draw.
I know a part of you loves South Africa, and you are thoroughly Nigeria, and you're torn between the sticks right now. I'm going to put you on the spot. Where would you throw your money in? Do you think the Super Eagles have what it takes? With what you've seen so far during the training and the feel of the players, do you believe in the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Udoka, don't do that. I only love the South African women's football team, not their male football team. I love the women's football team, so at least you know where the line is at this time. So I'm all Nigerian at this time, a patriotic Nigeria. All Nigeria, we hail D. Yes, I'm hailing Nigeria at this time. So, but the truth about it, looking at the training, yes, we have new hands in the technical staff of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We have the new trainer, physical trainer, who has been doing very well. He has been thoroughly drilling these players. They had the drilling in shooting, they had the drilling in defense, and it was top-notch. He's been going through that rigorous training with the players, and at this time, some of them even had to stay back at a point, have a rest. We heard of Awazem having to, take a walk away from the entire team just to take a rest, so as not to burn out a bit. And Chukwueze also had to step back a bit during that rigorous training. But they need it at this time. Yesterday, in my conversation with Babatunde and Favour, I did say these are players, some of them did not have play time at the tail end of the season for their respective teams. And you know that most top-flight teams have rounded up, so they've not been able to play games. Victor Boniface is coming from that celebration as the Bundesliga champion. So you know, of course, he has been able to rest on his arse. And we've got others too from the English Premier League who have not played after the roundup of the 2023-2024 season. With what I see on the pitch of play, if we'll not see burnout after that rigorous training, because we were concerned about burnouts under Jose Posiero at the African Cup of Nations, because he kept repeating the starting 11, which he used for the group games down to the final. And we did see at the final that burnout. I'm hoping we do not see the burnout when we play South Africa tomorrow, Friday, at the Gospel International Stadium, Gospel Akpabio International Stadium. I'm hoping that that rigorous training that they were going through will pay at the end bring dividend at the end of the day against a South African side that has been dominated by local-based players who ply their trade at the South African Professional Soccer League, and you know that they have game time. They are match fit, if you would say. Though Hugo Broos is still struggling with almost 6 players that attempt to be injured, but their injury are not a cause for alarm. So these are players who play game day in, day out. They're coming up against European-based players who have had their league rounded up. With what I see, with the rigorous training I see, if they can put every single action that they've brought to the training, if they can put it in that game tomorrow, I'm very sure the Nigerians will have an upper hand.
Well, believing and hoping that the Super Eagles would have what it takes to beat the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. Onyinyechi Obaroh, thank you very much for your time, and I hope later today you will enjoy a good meal of ekwankukwo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I sure will. I will explore that after the job. Remember that I still have my fingers crossed at this time. I would explore that. Don't worry. I would even get you one if that can pass the airport.
It's all right. We'll look forward to all of that. Thank you very much once again, Onyinyechi Obaroh, for joining us.